The concept means she did not carry favor in his eyes that he wants to marry. So that was bad, and that's what it means. She's not in essence bad, but she's bad in the eyes of her master. He doesn't like her.
Right.
Whatever. Then Asher lo ya'ada. Now actually this word lo in the Rashi should be written with a vav, not with an aleph. Okay? You have in the ArtScroll version, I don't know if you have anything. You don't have any of that.
It's with an aleph.
It's with an aleph. Asher lo, which is written.
Lo.
Lo is with an aleph. It should be lo with a vav, because that's the way it's supposed to be pronounced. By the way, we don't normally, we are not proficient enough in our the way we speak Hebrew that we make a differentiation. But there are some people, particularly certain groups of Sfardim, who do know how to, and I think the Taimanim as well, do know, because when lo with a vav is like a wa sound. Lo, not just lo. Lo. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rashi explains. Asher lo ya'ada, shahaya lo
le ya'ada, u lehachmisa lo leisha.
No, leisha. Okay, let's do it. Means he should have designated her and brought her in to himself to be his wife. Okay? Now, how did he do so? The Maisa, he's not going to, as we know, Kiddushin, for a person man to marry a woman, he's got to have an active acquisition, which is what we call a kinyan. What's that kinyan? The first Mishnah in Kiddushin says, Isha niknis bekesef b'shtar, shtar u'babiyah. Right? So what form of kinyan has he done? So Rashi says, you know how this master is allowed to marry this woman is because the kesef kinyasa, who kesef kiddusha, the money with which he bought her.
Would be,
right? That is the no. Can we say it's not conditional over here? The master pays this young girl's father, and he says, "Listen, I want to acquire your daughter to be my maidservant, and then afterwards I'll consider it whether I want to marry her. And if I do want to marry her, this money I'm giving you now should be the active acquisition, kiddushin, kesef kiddushin, active acquisition to marry." Okay? Continue Rashi. The kan,
lemons. So here there's a hint for you.
The kosim, hakosim, scripture, right? The kosim, yeah? Shemitzvah
Be'iyud
Ramaz. But one second, shemitzvah b'yud. One point is that the Torah hints to you that it's a mitzvah on the master to take this young girl who is initially acquired her as a maidservant. It's a mitzvah on him to go ahead and marry her. Good. Whereas you see from this, by the way, we're not interested in slave dealings. Right? Even that which the Torah permits a man to marry a maidservant, it's like to see if she's suitable to be a wife. But the main idea should be that he should acquire her as a wife. Okay, that's point number one. Ramaz Lachar.
Okay, Ramaz Lachar is a hint for you. And it doesn't need kiddushin. Another kiddushin.
Doesn't need more kiddushin, right? It doesn't need another act of kiddushin. The original money which he gave to the father, that acts as the act of kiddushin.
Okay.
Okay, that's what the possible learn out from it.
But nowadays we do all three.
Actually, the third one. Open the window, as far as I'm concerned, please. Can.
I feel locked on.
Matt, did you have your Wheaties this morning?
It's just winter.
Did you have your Cheerios this morning?
No, sir.
Okay.
All right, Shkoyach.
Baruch Hashem.
And nowadays we do all three.
Yes, but the truth is, beer is not, we don't do condition, meaning Yichud, right? But that's really an act of nisui. There's two parts to the marriage process. There's kiddushin and there's nisui. Okay? Kiddushin is generally done with giving the ring. That's basically how we do it. And even the shtar, the ksuba, right? If a man who marries a woman has to give a ksuba. That ksuba is not really an act of acquisition, but it's rather a document which states the obligations of the husband to his wife. It is not given as an act of acquisition. The act of acquisition is done by the giving over the ring. That's what's condition. And what we do have chuppah and yichud are all forms, different forms. There's a difference of opinion among the Rishonim. How does one carry out chuppah? And one of them is yichud. So the yichud, which was done, or in fact, Sfaradim don't do yichud.
Oh, really?
They rely on the opinion that there's actually three main opinions. One is nisuin. How does one do it? One opinion is that the young couple, the husband brings his wife under a canopy, chuppah, puts her under the chuppah, with the intention of this is like symbolically, I'm bringing you into my home. That's what the act of nisuin is. That's one opinion. The second opinion is coming together and making sheva brachos. Reciting the sheva brachos, that's the act of nisuin. And the third opinion is yichud. So we, the Maisa, as far as nisuin is concerned, we do all three. We bring the chosn and kala come together under the chuppah, they recite sheva brachos, and after the chuppah, they go in the room together by themselves. That's yichud. Okay? But kiddushin, the act of kiddushin, which is we generally do the two things together. We don't have a separate element. Not so distant past there were, I mean, at the times of the Gemara for sure was like that. Kiddushin was done, what we call at the time of the engagement with the kiddushin. The man would give a ring to his wife, and then she was considered fully married, except they weren't allowed to live together yet, till they did nisuin. And the Gemara is mashma, and that's what was common practice. It was between 10 and 12 months between the kiddushin and the nisuin. The young bride would have time to prepare her trousseau and everything she needs for her new house. That's what it was. Okay.
Can I ask a question about that, or is that off topic?
You can.
What is the betrothal stage? In other words, I have written down. I know it's two things, but I'm in Kedushin. I have betrothed, acquisition, consecration.
Right. Now, so let me think. What we call betrothed, what we call an engagement nowadays,
okay,
is really just a verbal agreement. There is actually many people write what's called tenoy, which means a conditional. A contract, they write a contract that both sides, between the young couple, there's nothing really happened to actually bind them together yet. They've just agreed the two of them together. However, what they do is the two sides, the father of the chosn, of the groom, and the father of the future groom, potential groom, and the father of the young lady, the potential bride, they both write what's called Tanai, means that each of them taking by themselves a monetary obligation that we're going to, as Hashem, our children are going to get married, and each one agrees they're going to get this and this amount of money, and if either of them backs out unfairly, then each one has to pay a certain amount. But that is, as far as binding between the young couple, nothing has happened nowadays just by what they call erusin, right? It's not really erusin. We call it erusin, but it's what the Gemara terms erusin is what the Torah terms kiddushin, which is actually a Torah binding between the man and the woman, and now she is bound to him. Meaning, if a man is giving kiddushin to a woman, she is his wife. She's not is forbidden to marry anybody else. She is his. However, they cannot live together till they carry out the suit. Okay, let's continue, Shlomo.
Yes.
Okay, now the hefta. So it says. I'm just going to quickly repeat the passage. If she's, as she says, unacceptable in the eyes of her master, asher lo yoda, that he should have designated her for himself, then what should he do? The hefta. He should have her redeemed. That's what it means. Okay, so Rashi explains. The hefta.
Yitain la makom the hefdot.
Yipadot. You should give an opportunity
an opportunity for her
to have her to that she should be redeemed.
Let's said
And to go out.
Sha'ahu, however,
Sha'afu, he too, Messiah B'Pidjoni, he has to assist
in this redemption.
In her redemption. And how so?
Umahu makom shenoten la shemegarea me piduyona the mispar Shani, that's right, I don't know the name. Shanim, Sha'asasa, Etzlo, Ki'iluhi, Shahura.
No, not Shahura, Sechura. Sechura, Etzlo. So let me explain what Rashi means. Okay? How is he going to assist in her redemption? Is by the fact that he, when he allows her to be redeemed, he has to let her be redeemed in such a way that he gives her favorable terms. You're going to see that's what it means. Alright? By the fact that you calculate the number of years she was supposed to work by him, and now calculate the years which she has actually worked, and then divide up those years equally. Give an example. Let's say the father sold his daughter as a maidservant, and she's 5 years old now.
Good.
Okay? Now, potentially, since the age of 12, she could technically work for 7 years. And I say she's not going to, according to what the Torah says, she shouldn't work for more than 6 years. Okay, well, come on, at least for 6 years. Let's say he sold her for 6 years work. And let's say he sold her for $6,000. Okay, each year's service is $1,000. Okay? Now, but the most, that's not really true. Because what a 5-year-old can do is not really as capable of what an 11-year-old can do. Right? So technically, as she gets older, her work is worth a lot more. And Mamela, originally when the father sold her, he really sold her with the idea that maybe in the first year's work is worth, let's say, $700, second year's work is $8, third year's work $9, you understand? Whatever, and therefore that's why it came out over the 6 years, all 6 years' work was worth $6,000. But in truth, her 5-year-old work is, let's say, $800 or $700, $750 actually, $750, $850, $950, $1,050, $1,150, $1,250, and the average of that will altogether come to be $1,000 a year. Okay? So what happens here is, so we don't say to her, well, 1 second. Now let's say after 2 years, or even after 3 years, let's say after 3 years she says, no, somebody says, I don't want to stay anymore to be his maidservant, and charitable father says, or charitable uncle says, no, this is not a nice thing that the girl is working as a maidservant, somebody else, I'm going to redeem her. Okay? So how much does he have to redeem her for? So technically, you would have said, 1 second, year 1 was worth $750, year 2 was $850, year 3 was $950. So if you make a calculation of those 3 years together, how much had she actually used up of the $6,000? $2,550, right? $2,550. That means she's got to now pay $3,450. We don't say that. No, we say sold 6 years for $6,000. Each year is worth $1,000. So Mela, all she has to pay is only $3,000. And that's what it means that the master assists in her redemption, that with the way we evaluate her is not each year's service evaluated separately, but rather we evaluate her entire service as one lump sum, and we divide up equally in the time.
Why is it advantageous to her to pay more?
No, it's advantageous for her to pay less.
She's paying 3,000 instead of 2,650.
No, instead of paying 3,450. Whereas if you would calculate what has she worked? She worked first year for 750, second year 850, 950. So right, so now how much should she pay now to redeem her? She's got 3 years left, of which the value of that work is 850, 1,050, right? It's the remaining years, right? 1,050, 1,150, and 1,250. So she should have to pay those three amounts together. Okay, so therefore she doesn't have to. That's what it says. Ketzat. Shlomo, please go ahead. It's Ketzat.
Ketzat harein kina'eh v'maneh v'hasta etzlo. It is 2 years.
Based on. Okay, so no, he bought her for a money, which was, let's say, 6 years. 6 years worth of money. But also saw etzlo, and she worked for him for 2 years. We say to him,
Omrim lo Yodea Hayata Sha'atida L'Seit L'Sof Yesh
Shesh.
Shesh Shana Nimsa Shekinyat Avodat Ko Shana L'Shishit
Hamaneh. Right? So that means that each year's service is worth a sixth of a money, Va'asasa etzlecha beis shani, and she worked for you.
2 years.
Right?
Behold, that's a third.
Third of a money, where she's used up a third of a money. Tol shnei shlishiyos hamana. Take 2/3 of a money, which she still should have been working with you, and let her go for you. And I explained to you that the chiddush is that I don't evaluate each year individually. Rashi doesn't state that explicitly, but that's what the instruction is.
Then what?
Don't evaluate each year's service individually, because I said that we were talking about a little girl, right? She started at the age of 5. She was going to finish at the age of 11. Okay, so what a little girl of 5 can do is not the same thing what a little girl of 11 can do. So therefore, even though technically in the earlier years, the value of her work is less than what she would potentially do in the later years, nevertheless we don't evaluate each year's service individually, but rather evaluate the whole thing together as a lump sum and divide that equally between the 6 years. Okay? Okay.
Na'am, Nikri,
Nachri,
no Yimsho,
Nemachra.
And so these foreign people should not rule over you.
No, one second.
For the sale.
One second. So it literally means to a strange nation, foreign nation, he mustn't act with authority to sell her. So Rashi is going to explain what that means.
She'eno
Rashai Lemachra Le'acher. Right? He's not permitted, the master is not permitted to sell it to somebody else. Now, let's say Reuven bought this young girl as a maidservant. He can say, well, after a time, I don't want to marry her, and she's not very good maidservant for me. You know what, I'm going to sell it to somebody else. He's not allowed to do that. Loi ha'adai, not the master, v'loi ha'av, and neither the father. Now, why the Torah uses this term, la'am nochri, which sounds to say he's forbidden to sell her to a, sounds like only a non-Jew, I'm not sure. The Nafshi do discuss this. Yeah, but I'm not sure why it says it. I use this terminology. I have to check that out. Okay, next Rashi. The Vigdova. When he forsakes her, let's call that.
Imba Ligbod
with God,
That
but
if it comes to
no,
him,
if he comes
to forsake her,
right? Meaning, Shelo L'Kayim Bo Mitzvahs,
it's not
Mitzvat
fulfilled
Yiyut.
for him the commandment
That's it, no. Shelo L'Kayim Bo Mitzvahs
of
Yiyut.
designation.
Not to fulfill with her the mitzvah of designation, right? Marriage means if the master doesn't want to marry her, so but if he doesn't marry, it's like forsaking her. That's why we indicates that that's really what he should be doing. He should be marrying her. But if he doesn't, he like forsakes her and doesn't marry her, then he's not allowed to sell her. Bagad ba. Similarly, her father also has forsaken her also, right?
Forsaken her, and so he sells her like this.
He sold her to this person. So both. Whereas if the situation comes out that the master doesn't marry her, what it comes out, the father forsook her, right, by selling her to this man, and this man also forsook her because instead of marrying her, he says, no, I don't want to marry her, and he doesn't want to keep her as a servant.
So she goes out as free, no?
Well, we're going to see that. That's something else. The Torah is going to tell us there is a certain thing that if she's still around when she reaches the age of puberty, i.e. the age of 12, then she goes out automatically without further ado. In other words, she doesn't have to redeem herself at that point. She goes out for free. That's it. Next pasuk, Matt. Pasuk Tess.
Okay. Va'im leave no Yadena. I'm sorry? Yadena Kamishpat Habanos Ya'aseh La. If he will designate her for his son, he shall deal with her according to the law of the young woman.
Young women, right? Okay? If he designates her for his son, means not only he can marry her, that's what Rashi is going to point out, but not only the master has the right to marry her, but he can also, if he doesn't want to marry her himself, he can give her over to his son. Says Rashi. Yeah?
Okay. His father can stay in his stead. Le'ya'ada, to designate her as his wife, im yirtzeh.
That's how you skip it. Ha'adar, Lo yivdenu ha'adar means the master can designate it for his son. The Lamed, this teaches us, I think we skipped something there.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
Where are you?
And in the Rashi, right here. Melamed. Melamed she'af benoi kom tachtov liyad. You have that? We just sort of read that before.
Now I can't see it. Okay, no, I'm sorry, I got you. Okay, this teaches us that the master's son, too, can stand in his stead.
I mean, to be designated, right? To be designated for her, right? That you should marry her.
Okay, to be designated as his wife.
Right.
Okay, so im yirtzeh aviv.
If his father wants that, if he wishes.
Okay. Ve'eno tzarich l'kadsha kedushin achayrin. And he is not required to marry her through another act of kedushin.
Right.
What does that mean?
It means he doesn't know it. We said before in the previous pasuk that the master can marry her without having a new act of kedushin, because the money which he really gave to the father to acquire her as a maidservant is like given on conditionally. And the master says, if I decide I want to marry this young girl, this money which I'm giving you now is in order to marry her as well. Okay? But that's as far as he himself is concerned. So he's telling you, one step further. Not only that the master can give money to the father, that this young girl should marry his son, which is not normally the case, right? If a person, let's say the father wants to marry this young girl, his son to marry this young girl, He can't come along to the father of the girl and say, you know, I want your daughter to marry my son. Here, take $100, and now she should be Mekudeshes to my son. Doesn't work, because the son has got to do it himself. But here, with regard to maidservants, it's a special chiddush. The Torah says the father giving the original money can count even for this young girl marrying the master's son.
Okay. Okay. Ella Omer La Hare At Miyuedes Li
Bakesef,
Kakesef
Bakesef,
Bakesef Shekibel
Shekibel,
Avich Bedamayich.
right.
Rather, he merely says to her, behold, you are designated to me as a wife through the money your father received from my father as your price.
Right. Okay, so that's the special chiddush over here. That the master giving the original money to the father counts as even kesef kedushin for the son to marry this young girl. Okay. There's one more Rashi here.
Okay.
The Mishpat Habanot.
According to the law of the young woman,
Young women.
of the young women, the obligations a husband has to his wife,
Which are
she'er, kasus, va'ona, food, clothing, and this says time,
right, which it's interesting.
but it's that specific time.
Yeah, it means marital time for marital relations.
What's there Ksus mean?
She'er means food. Okay? Ksus is clothing. The oina is time, marital time together. Okay? It's interesting why this term is called time, oina. Okay? Because, should we say first of all, the idea is that the husband has to give time for his wife, and also what's essential in the actual marital relationship is time. Timing is of an essence. Okay?
So
Got to get the right time.
with the vav, the va'ona, so what is ona? Is ona time?
Ona means time, yes. You actually use it in Hebrew for season as well. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I forgot your first name, sorry?
Lou.
Lou, okay. Would you like to pass it yours?
Sure. Im ha-cheres yikach lo she'era kisusa onasa lo yigra. If another takes her, takes.
So this is how you have it. If he takes for himself another woman, because acheres is a feminine, right? If he takes himself another woman,
She'era,
her, that's what we just said, it's the same thing. She'era, her food. Ksusa, her clothing. Va'inosa, and her conjugal rights. Lo yigra. He mustn't detract.
Meaning, he takes a second wife.
If he takes a second wife, besides this young girl who was originally a maidservant and now he took her as a wife, now if he, besides that he takes another wife, he mustn't detract from this young girl who was originally his maidservant and now his wife, he mustn't detract for her marital rights, which are basically these three things. He's got to provide food for her, clothing for her, and fulfill her conjugal rights. Okay? Yes, please.
Im acheres yikach lo, if he takes another to himself.
Aleho.
Aleha, upon her.
No, it means besides her. That's what Rashi means.
Oh, besides her, okay.
Yeah.
Nichotza, that's just a reference to.
That's where the source of this is.
She'era kisusa v'onasa lo yigra. He will not
He shall not. Right? He shall not detract from her
food, clothing,
time.
and time. Min
Ha'amah.
Amar, from what he says.
No, min ha'amah. From the maidservant.
Ha'ama.
Ha'amah.
She'i aid.
Lo.
Lo kavar. She'i aid, that he designated her.
for himself already before. Meaning this, he originally bought her as a maidservant, then afterwards he married her. He designated himself as a wife, and then sometime later he wants to take another wife. So this girl who was originally a maidservant should not be treated any second class to any other regular woman. Once he's married her, she's like a regular wife, and therefore, if he's allowed to, the master is allowed to marry another woman, but he mustn't treat this girl who was originally a maidservant as a second-class wife. Okay, now Rashi goes on to say, what are these three things? She'era,
She'era, which is food.
Mizonos,
okay, food. Kisusa, Mashma.
It means literally. Ksus is a garment.
Right.
So her garment, and Onata, Musa is Tashmish. That means conjugal relationships. Okay?
Okay.
So those three things you mustn't detract from. Okay,
why the double words?
What do you mean?
If kasav means clothing, I'm sorry. If sha'ar is food, then why does it say mizonos?
No, Rashi's explaining what the word means.
But why don't we use the word mizonos?
Why? Oh, so it's a machlokes actually in the Gemara. Why use the word she'er?
Right. Why don't you use the word that you're explaining? This is what the word means.
Sure. That's a good point. I don't know.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. All right, thank you.
It's actually a machlokes in the Gemara because she'er can also mean a relation. And so one opinion means it's the other way around. She'er is marital relations. Ksus is clothing, and onosim is referring to food.
Thank you.